Was a part of your
We're a media team, yeah.
Yeah, no,
All
I'll
good.
follow him on social media. So.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Very good.
Give us a sec, guys. We'll just
Go
get
for
some
it,
checks
sir.
here.
Yeah, do you need my media pass as well or anything else?
Thanks.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you.
So you most likely remember the enormous protest that took place in Sydney on the 24th of July, when tens of thousands of people took to the streets of Sydney CBD to rally against the extended lockdowns. And on cue, the mainstream media did what it does best and began to demonise anyone who was in attendance regardless of what their genuine concerns were. But that didn't curb the enthusiasm of the protesters, so they planned another rally just 3 weeks later. But this time the New South Wales government was not prepared to be embarrassed on the world stage like the first protest, so they did everything in their power and beyond to stop dissent. Hey, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Maria Malik, reporting for Rebel News, where we bring you the other side of the story. And I'm so excited to be part of the team here in New South Wales, and it's all been possible because of you. So if you're willing, please head over to sydneyreporters.com and give what you can so we can tell you the stories that the mainstream media just simply refuse to. Okay, so right now we've just received a report that we unfortunately can't catch the train into the city, so we're going to be driving in. They've shut down all the major train stations around Victoria Park up until 2 p.m, which is kind of bizarre because if you wanted to get to work, for example, with public transport, at this point you can't. So on the day of the protests, we had to weave our way through road closures and checkpoints, and even one of our camera team was stopped on his way into the city.
Alright guys, at the moment I get pulled over by the police. The police presence is there and I show him that I'm from the media. Let's see what they're gonna say. What's the reason why you're stopping me?
Yeah, under section 112 of the Public Health Act. Okay.
Okay, but I'm good to go because I'm just
Yeah, in
gonna
a second I give him his paperwork. I'll
no
be back
problem.
with you in a second.
Thank you.
And he got through with no issues as expected, but when our car was stopped, that's when things got a little bit interesting.
Yeah, with any other particular media group or you just interviews? No, we're part of the Canadian media outlet Rebel News. We have our work permits in the back seat if you want to grab them.
If all your credentials are correct?
Yeah. No, all good.
So they took our documents to check our credentials and all seemed to be going well. In fact, the senior officer even came over to tell us that he's a subscriber to Rebel News. Hey.
You guys are part of your
We're a media team, yeah.
Yeah, no,
all
I'll
good.
follow him on social media. So.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Very good.
Give us a sec, guys. We'll just
Go
get
for
some
it,
checks
sir.
here.
Yeah, do you need my media pass as well or anything else?
Thanks.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you.
So far, everything seems to be going well, and while the senior officer was running his checks, another officer approached our vehicle and began to ask a string of questions to see which one would stick. First, he wanted to know why we had 3 workers' permits when there were only 2 of us in the car.
The rest of our team.
There's 3 of us? Well, not now.
So after a moment of silence, he changed his line of questioning.
You know it's an unauthorised protest.
Yeah.
Part of the why it's interesting story, I think, as well.
Yeah, you're risking getting fined as well.
Who's risking getting fined?
Well, you're out of your 5K radius.
Just in case you're watching from abroad, let me explain what is happening here. Currently in New South Wales, we're experiencing some of the harshest lockdowns in the world. We're currently under state home orders, which means you can't leave your home unless you are shopping for essentials. And even then, you can't go past 5 kilometers unless you have an authorized workers permit, which we had.
Look, I'm not saying you're going to get one. I'm just saying you're out of your 5K radius from where your home is.
Yeah.
And you're saying you're coming...
We're friends, so we'll just not have this, just so we don't misunderstand each other.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, because you're saying you're coming here to interview guys and it's an unauthorised protest.
We're happy to interview police right now. What do you think of the whole thing?
Oh, it's stupid. But
Yeah, the protest is stupid, or
the whole thing.
the whole thing's a bit messy,
It
hey?
is what it is. What
Yeah.
do you do?
Hey guys, so apparently all these police was waiting for some action as well. Okay? Same like us. Like we wanna have some action as well. Okay? Hey, come on, let's have a chat first.
Gotta go on me nan's car.
Aye? So if you got some information, let me know. Aye? We'll come see you first. That's it. Alright guys, take care bro.
Throughout the day, one thing became clear is that most officers are not actually in favor of the draconian laws that they're enforcing, or at least instructed to enforce. And why would they be? These laws are absolutely insane. But anyway, we'd been waiting for about 20 to 25 minutes before the senior officer came back with this message.
So look, I'll just get you guys to, I'm giving you guys a move along direction to leave. If we do find out that you guys weren't supposed to be here, you will be receiving infringements in the mail.
Yeah, so why is it exactly we're being moved on? I mean, we haven't, obviously we're journalists.
Well, that's the thing though, you guys are breaching that. But where do you guys live? You guys are 5k from here, or?
So to put it into perspective, as an authorized worker, which we were, you need to be carrying a permit, which we had. Otherwise, you face a $5,000 fine for being more than 5 kilometers away from your home. So based on that logic, if the permit wasn't enough to be there that day, then everyone should have taken the day off.
Well, that's what we've been told from the POC, mate, that you guys aren't supposed to be here.
Yeah, that's not accurate.
Okay, but we're giving you a move along direction, okay? If you don't leave, okay, within a reasonable amount of time, okay, you may be committing offence. Do you understand that?
Yeah, well, we're not committing any offences, but I get what you're saying.
Well, you've been given a move along.
Yeah.
To be fair, he did say that it was someone else's instruction. In fact, he was a really nice guy. And I clearly wasn't being intimidated by the because we said so move along order. You see, our lawyers are on a retainer, which means they are always on standby when we're on the field. So I just picked up the phone and made a call.
Hey Cameron, it's Mario, man.
Hey Mario, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good. So the police have pulled us over and they said they're giving us a move on order and we're not allowed to go into the protest area.
Okay.
Which doesn't make sense. They said it's because of your 5Ks, and obviously they know the law because we have it printed out for them. That we're allowed to be in this area. I think they're just trying to intimidate us at this point.
Okay.
So what do you think we should do?
Are the officers there currently?
No, they just said, look, we're giving you a move on order. We're not going to fine you with anything. And they said, radio knows that if you guys go in there, you were told not to, and that's it.
And you showed them all your documentation and everything like that?
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm of the view that you guys are legitimate journalists.
Yep.
I'm of the view that they can't give you a move on direction in relation to your activities because you're authorised workers.
Yep.
I'm of the view that ultimately your activities are sanctioned by the public health order.
That's right, yep.
I'm of the view that if you guys go into the city and you are subsequently harassed or assaulted by the police, that they're acting beyond their power to do something with the Public Health Act.
Yep.
As such, I'm advising you that you might be taking a risk going in at this point. Your actions are lawful, in my expert opinion as a lawyer, and ultimately defensible. So if you wish to proceed into the city, know that there's obviously a risk with the police, but ultimately your conduct is perfectly lawful as journalists.
And who would have guessed our first rodeo had to go down that way in true typical Rebel News style. Of course, we're prepared for anything, and we continue to move into the city to film the protest, and that report will be coming to you over the next couple of days. But if you would like to help us continue this work here in New South Wales, please head over to sydneyreporters.com and give what you can, because without you, we wouldn't be able to have the incredible lawyers on standby or the backing of the entire Rebel News team to bring you the other side of the stories that the mainstream media refuse to. Once again, my name is Mario Malik for Rebel News.